everyone, my name is Edie, I'm a developer, and let's talk today about AI risks and possible solutions. The reason why AI gets so much attention is because this technology is developing faster than any technology in human history, and it concentrates enormous power very quickly. That creates two specific risks worth talking about. First one is monopoly. What if one company or one country controls all the powerful AI? And the second one is misalignment. What if the AI is optimized for one group calls at the expense of everyone else? Both of these are being actively worked on, but let's concentrate on the first monopoly problem because it's the most concrete and visible right now. You've probably heard about NVIDIA company, right? And this is NVIDIA problem. You cannot build a powerful AI without training it, and you cannot train the AI without specialized chips called GPUs, graphic processing units. They were originally built for video games because rendering graphics fast requires the same parallel math as AI training does. And NVIDIA became a world leader in making them, and now NVIDIA makes roughly 80-90% of all AI chips in the world. It gets more concrete. The US government has placed restrictions on export of top NVIDIA chips, which means countries like China, Russia, and others can't freely buy them. NVIDIA itself operates on quota system for who gets the chips and how many, which means small startups often can't get enough chips to compete with big labs. Entire countries are being locked out of frontier AI development, and one company's supply chain decisions shape the global AI landscape. Researchers and engineers are working on ways to decentralize AI, meaning spreading the power of training and running AI across different participants rather than concentrating in a few giant data centers owned by a few giant companies. The most exciting approach sounds pretty familiar if you know anything about crypto. Distributed GPU networks is AI's version of blockchain. They apply the exact same logic to AI compute. Instead of training AI on 10,000 GPUs owned by one company in one data center, you connect thousands of GPUs owned by different people and organizations around the world into a single virtual supercomputer. Anyone with a spare GPU, a gamer, a university, a small startup, can contribute their computing power and get compensated for it. But it's not simple. Distributed networks also have some challenges. Coordination is hard. Training large AI models requires GPUs to communicate with each other at extremely high speed. When those GPUs are spread across the globe with internet connections between them, the latency creates real performance problems. Current distributed systems are much slower than centralized data centers for the most demanding training jobs. Trust is hard. In a centralized system, you know whose hardware you're using. In a distributed network, how do you verify that every node is actually doing the computation honestly and not submitting fake results? And quality varies. A data center full of identical H100 with direct fiber connections is much more predictable than thousands of consumer GPUs of different ages and speeds scattered worldwide. So distributed GPUs are not going to replace centralized compute tomorrow, but they are building a real infrastructure that chips away the monopoly problem, and they are growing fast. Let me know, have you heard about this before and what you think about it in the comment section. If you want more tech content, please follow this channel.